feel the same about taking your low impact or minimalistic journey and feeling like they kind of go really well together, but also there's this element of them being torn apart. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna be honest, I feel a little bit rusty at the moment. This is gonna be the first video I've made in a little while. I haven't decided if this is gonna be the first one I'm posting or in what sequence I'm gonna be posting the next few videos, but this is the first one I'm sitting down and filming, and I feel a little rusty in front of the camera, to be honest, so bear with me. I'm thinking of also making a video talking about why I took a little hiatus from YouTube. If that's interesting at all, maybe I won't, maybe I'm just going to dive back in and be posting more regular content again. If you'd like to see that video, let me know in the comments. But today I'm going to be talking about a topic that just kind of sprung up. So it was just while I was going through a little bit of like decluttering and taking having a look through my things and seeing what I hold value, and sometimes I'll just go through and kind of like a spring clean thing. And my boyfriend was there with me, and he had come up with this idea for this video because it was just something that I was talking about as I was doing it, and he was like, that's a really good video topic, why don't you talk about that online? So that's what this video is. I've got a cup of tea. I wanted this to be more of a casual, just kind of sit down chat video. I really enjoy making these kind of videos. It makes me feel the most connected with you as opposed to not facing the camera, I suppose, and just this makes me feel like I'm talking to a little circle, like a little just circle of friends. So we're gonna kick off with this kind of video. So from the title of this video, God, I feel so rusty, bear with me. From the title of this video, you would have seen that I'm going to be talking about zero waste and minimalism and whether they go hand in hand. Can they work together? So this came up when I was going through a cupboard in my house where I've collected a few items over the past few months, let's say, and I noticed that I feel quite pulled in two different directions. One from zero waste and one from minimalism, but I also, as I was talking through it, realized that actually they somewhat go quite hand in hand and somewhat I feel like are challenging each other at the same time. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what I mean about that, and also would like to get your perspective and your ideas about this topic in the comments below, because I just think it's really interesting. I haven't really heard anybody else talk about it. Maybe it's just me. So firstly, I'd like to talk about how zero waste and minimalism do work really well together. So living a low waste lifestyle means taking stock of what you already have and giving things as many lives as they're capable of before throwing them out, owning things that are durable and sustainable and are going to last a lifetime or many years at least. And living more minimally means living with the things that hold value for you in your life. And both of these things end up meaning that we are consuming, purchasing, buying fewer things and living more intentionally with the things that we currently have. So in that way, they go perfectly hand in hand, and oftentimes people who are living a low impact lifestyle tend to be more minimal because it kind of helps to support that lifestyle, and vice versa. People who are living more minimalistically tend to live slightly more sustainably because the end result is purchasing fewer items, and the things that we are purchasing are going to be more durable, more sustainable, have better longevity, etc. So I can see perfectly on the surface of things how they go hand in hand. However, I've also been thinking that they kind of feel a little bit like they don't work so well together, because zero waste is about reducing our ecological footprint. So sometimes that can result in keeping things, collecting things that we see can have another life or another few lives before throwing it out. For example, maybe this is something that specifically affects me and people like me who have a career like me. So I will get PR packages, and I probably get more mail than the average person because of the job that I do. So I collect the packaging, I collect the cardboard boxes, the brown paper, sometimes they even come in bubble wrap, and I collect all of these things because I'm not going to be sending them straight into the bin. Even if that's recyclable, I feel quite guilty about it because I know that they can have another life at least before they're sent to being recycled or composted or whatever. I like to get the most out of everything. So I ended up collecting a myriad of mainly packaging that I was sent. We also get, like, the amount of jars that I can collect can get quite ridiculous. Jars from condiments, from food items that I will then wash out and reuse for other purposes. Sometimes this gets a little bit out of hand and I can collect way more jars than I'll ever use. My local zero waste shop doesn't take them in for other customers to use. I've tried sending them there. So the only thing with excess is to be recycled, and I feel quite guilty about that. So I end up having a little bit of a collection of these items, which makes me feel quite overwhelmed a lot of the time because I have so many of these items and a lot of my space is taken up with these items. But then I feel, on the other hand, a sense of guilt about throwing them out when they're perfectly good and can be used again. Only sometimes I find that I have these items for months and months and months, and I have multiple of them and they're not being used. I don't really send parcels or packages. I try not to mail items out. I don't have a shop or anything that I'm sending them to. And I've tried putting them on spaces like FreeCycle for people to take for free and use if they'd like it, but they tend to just not be taken that much. And I can get an abundance of these things. So for me, in that way, they pull each other and they challenge each other. So to summarize, both minimalism and zero waste result in purchasing fewer items. However, the items that we do bring into our life, often the items that are outside of our own control, like items that are sent to us, I tend to collect as someone who's looking to give them a new lease of life, which makes me feel quite anxious and overwhelmed because of the amount that I have. And as someone with minimalistic tendencies, having a lot of items and clutter around me makes me feel quite stressed out, but then the guilt of throwing them out makes me not throw them out, and I'd rather just wait for an opportunity to reuse them. I hope I put that like succinctly enough. I'd like to hear what you guys think. I haven't thought this through like completely. I haven't like come up with like a theory about this or anything. I tried looking up to see if anybody else has been speaking about it. I haven't noticed that anyone else is, so maybe this is just a me problem. I don't know. If you have any tips for me, that would be wonderful. Any places where I can send these items. I don't think that like the post office will take them back. Unfortunately, my local shops won't take them in to be reused. FreeCycle is basically the only place where I can think of, but they're not being taken. So I'd like to hear what you guys think and what you would do in my situation, and if you feel the same about taking your low impact or minimalistic journey and feeling like they kind of go really well together, like they sync up really well, but also there's this element of them being torn apart. I feel like a lot of people going into zero waste eventually have that like cupboard or that shelf that's just full of glass jars, and it becomes overwhelming, and like you add one more jar to that and everything's going to topple over, and then we start thinking, how much of this can we actually keep? Obviously the perfect solution would be not buying them anymore. However, some items only come in those packaging, and that's the best option. Okay, I'm going on a tangent. I'm going to finish my cup of tea. I hope this video was interesting and you like these kind of sit down videos. I'd like to do more of them. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and click that bell notification as well so you're notified every time I upload a video. I've got lots more coming your way. And I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.